Research Methods Assignment 6. Descriptive Statistics. The mean, also known as the average, shows the measures of tendency. The median also shows the measures of tendency. It's the middle value, so to find this you would put all the values in order of lowest to highest, and the middle number is the median. The mode is the most common number in the set of data and shows measures of tendency. The range is the difference between the highest and lowest number and shows the measures of dispersion. Standard deviation shows the measures of dispersion and is the range around the mean. The lower the number is, the less variation there is. A distribution curve is expected to look like this when the data is evenly distributed, but when it's not, skewedness curve shows where the peak of the curve is. If it's to the left, it's negative, and to the right, it's positive. Kurtosis curve shows the gradient of the curve. A flat curve is negative and a steep curve is positive. Inferential statistics. This shows whether data sets have a relationship or a difference. It also shows if the data collected was a fluke or skill. When analysing data in sport, 5% is seen as being because of chance. So to show this on a data set, a p-value is used to show that significance level of p is less than or equal to 0.05. So if you get a score of 0.04, it shows that the data collected was through the performer's skill. Parametric tests are used when interval or ratio data is produced. Interval data is when the data is scored out of a number. An example of this would be on Strictly Come Dancing, because after they have danced, they get scored out of 10. Ratio data is where there are two scores shown, for example, a football score, because it shows both team scores at the same time. Non-parametric tests are used when nominal or ordinal data is produced. Nominal data is when the answer or score could be opposite or is something. For example, a test you can pass or fail. Another example would be hair color. It could be blonde, brown or brunette. Ordinal data is ranking things in first, second, third, etc. However, it doesn't mean first is twice as good. They are just better, but data doesn't say by how much. For example, the world rankings for 100-meter sprint times. Pearson's product moment correlation coefficient test is parametric and tests for relationships in datasets. It also shows if the correlation or R value is significant by testing two variables. Mann-Whitney U-test is non-parametric and tests for differences in datasets. It is the equivalent to the t-test using ranked data. Two same-size samples are used with two groups to test for the significance between the independent data. A U-value is used to show the significance. T-test is parametric and tests for differences in datasets. For this test, there is a dependent, which is one group doing the same thing twice, and an independent, which is two groups doing two different things. For this test to be used, there has to only be two sets of data. The mean from these data sets is analysed and therefore similar. For example, doing 10 shots in basketball and 10 shots in netball. Spearman's rank order correlation test is non-parametric and tests for relationships in data sets. It's equivalent to the Pearson's test but uses ranked data for example, ordinal data. It finds a relationship between two sets of data by using the R value to show a significant relationship.